Okay, here we are. For my thoughts recap of iLESONIQ. So, funny story. And not necessarily funny, but story. I wasn't expecting to go to iLESONIQ this year. The lineup popped up on my feed, and I'm like, there's some nice people on here. But it's like a week after Veld, and then the schedule came out, and I'm like, well, okay, so the Saturday is okay, like okay, but the Sunday's stacked. I don't really want to go to I don't want to really go to, but I don't want to go to iLESONIQ if like the Saturday's not going to be as stacked as the Sunday. And so I'm like, okay, well, it sucks. It really sucks that I'm gonna miss Nova because I really, really wanted to see her, and I don't think she's ever come to North America before. Definitely not Canada, because this weekend was her first Canadian tour. She went to Electric Island in Toronto, and then iLESONIQ in Montreal. And so I'm like, you know what? It sucks. I'll miss Nova, but I can't really go to all the festivals. Fast forward a few months, my friend posts in chat, in our group chat, um, a New City Gas announcement that Benny Benassi is going to play at the after party, the iLESONIQ after party. I'm like, that's fantastic. It's on Sunday. So, and everybody in our group chat was like, yeah, I want to go. Because it's Benny Benassi. Why would you not want to go see Benny Benassi? So, anyway, we ended up getting tickets for Benny Benassi, and in my brain, I'm like, if I'm going to go to the after party, might as well go to the party after, especially because of all the people I wanted to see on the Sunday. The Sunday is like a kick-ass day. So, fast forward another month, I'm at iLESONIQ to go see a bunch of people, and then going to go to the after party to go see Benny Benassi. So, yeah, so that's kind of like the background. I just this not spoiler or anything. I enjoyed myself so much at iLESONIQ. I got the tickets for next year, so I'm gonna go to iLESONIQ next year. It was absolutely good. Just spoiler is absolutely fantastic day. It is absolutely incredible. I was dead as all frick because that is 2 p.m. right there. I was in my apartment that morning, took a train ride, showed up at 2 p.m. Actually, showed up at 1:30 or 1 p.m. at iLESONIQ, and then stayed up till like 3:30 in the morning, 3:40 in the morning. Anyway, getting to that later. Just getting it past myself. So this is the base stage. I didn't really. I wanted to just go see Nova. Nova started playing at about 6 o'clock. I'm like, I want to see Nova, Kiki, Yoshiki, Yukimatsu, and Damdala, and Holy Priest and Damdala. But um, Katana was opening. Like, I gotta see Katana, right? She kicked ass at Escapade, and I was only able to see. I was only able. I only saw 20 minutes of her show because I was splitting my time between a whole bunch of different artists at the same time. She's opening there. Not really super interested in the two other openers at the other stages. Get to is okay. First thing with the iLESONIQ, it's in a park. Like you can see, like there's trees everywhere. It's in a park. Really interesting concept because you're kind of like walking around, and then like in the middle of middle right there, there's like a chill area, a rest area. We can just chill. There's bars everywhere. You kind of like walking through nature, which is really nice. But it's so like for a first timer, it's so confusing to navigate. Just and even for like, and even at that, getting there's one way. Okay, so it's it's at Parc Jean Drapeau, which is on an island. The north part of the island, I think, is an F1 track. So if there's no F1 track, so if there's no racing going on, there's not really much of a reason to go the north side of the island. So basically, you're gonna come in through the south side of the island on a bridge, and there's absolutely zero indication of how to get into iLESONIQ from that side. Really badly indicated. Now, second time around next year, I'm probably not gonna have the same issue, but make it easy for Crane Out Loud. It was not easy to get into, and it's not easy to navigate. It took me about 20 minutes to walk around to try to figure out where everything is. So anyway, all of that to say, this is the base stage, which is the out in the middle of freaking nowhere. Uh, Further out than anything else. It's huge though, humongous. That's my shirt. Oh, you can't really see it. I came here to party, not to behave. Because Instagram is dumb, it kind of flipped it around, and I'm also dumb, so I didn't flip it back. But anyway, um, yeah. So I got in with just like I didn't have anything else because I knew I was gonna go from iLESONIQ directly to New City Gas to Benny Benassi, so I couldn't really bring anything else, like no fanny pack, no bag, no nothing. So I just like shirt, pants, stuff in my pockets, and that's it. That's Katana right there. You see her head popping out. She had a puzzle, and if you guessed the puzzle right, you won tickets for next year, which is really super cool. I think it was a collaboration between her and iLESONIQ doing that puzzle. Puzzle was based on her career or her songs. So if you didn't really know her songs, there's zero chance that you were going to get it. It is they. She said that in the days leading up to that to iLESONIQ, she said that she kind of made it AI proof, which is also kind of true. Kind of. I think it's true only because she's like a fairly tiny DJ, and she used the Cursed Traveler in one of her clues. Cause I think Cursed Traveler is one of the characters in one of her songs, but Cursed Traveler is also a character in a bunch of different other fantasy novels, which are going to show up before her stuff shows up. So it's AI proof in that sense, right? So it was actually pretty interesting puzzle. It wasn't that hard if you knew her stuff. I'm not super familiar with like intimately familiar with all her music, so I didn't really get it. But I think it was a dude called Justin. One Justin, yeah, Justin. Anyway, he's a good job, dude. Um, Props to you. You get free tickets for next year. And anyway, that's her trying to figure out her puzzle. It was nice. It's a nice idea. I hope they do that more often. Just because it helps get people. It helps get people early on in the day. Now that really wasn't a problem for her, and you'll see in a bit. Getting people was not a problem for her because you can see here the crowd got real big real quick. So there's 20 people here 15 minutes ago. It was I got there and there was a handful of people. Now I got there like super early, like 1:30, 1:35. So and then her show started at 2. So I got there like super early, and there's only a few people there. But you can see there's like a few hundred people already, easily. And it's I don't know 5 minutes before a show. You can see actually you can see the puzzle if you look properly. Anyway, that's Katana, hometown girl about to break the festival before as the opening act. I should have said the Sunday because she didn't open the festival. This is the second day of the festival. So yeah, in case it wasn't clear, I'm only there on the Sunday. I didn't go on the Saturday. The reason I went to Montreal was because of Benny Benassi, and I'm like, let me go to iLESONIQ at the same time just because so many people want to watch. So now the thing with that is Deadmau5 was playing the after party at New City Gas on Saturday, and he was closing. I don't know if he was closing, but he was playing iLESONIQ on Saturday, and I'm like, there's not enough people for me to want to go see on Saturday. The one group I really wanted to see that I missed was Side Piece from Saturday. Everybody else was I mean, there's Chris Lake. There's a whole bunch of other people that were really good, but Side Piece is the only only artist that I really would have moved to go see. Now that's my cat doing that, but yeah, she was goddamn her the amount of energy she has is insane. She was like rocking out, she was raging, she was jumping, she went up on the decks a couple times. Yeah, she's just moving around all the time. She's just having so much fun up there. Uh oh yeah, by the way, her set was crazy. I'm not a huge bass head, but that was really fun. You can see here that she's on stage there, she's kind of like jumping around. That's I think the end of her. She's just playing for the camera there, but she did that a couple times, getting up on the decks there, just for that. And the way she's controlling the crowd, she's like, you know what, let's get a mosh pit going, and everybody's like, okay, fine, mosh pit. In fact, at the end of the show, which I didn't record, but at the end of the show, you can find on her channel. Yeah, in song 2, she has a remake a shot of song 2, and the singer, I think Psychas, I want to say Psychasm, ends up showing up and singing, and she also had another special guest for the next song, which I don't think I have, but I mean this is the opening act remember this, right, guys? Right, chat, sorry, or viewers. This is the opening act. This is how this day started, right? What's also super fun is it had a wall of death, which is just insane. So the last song, absolutely worth getting to Montreal for super early for the set. Yeah, amazing energy. Thanks for the set. Yeah, she's absolutely insane. Um, what ended up happening, well, yeah, again, she's just dancing and raging and having fun. Her dad came on. Her dad used to be a DJ, apparently. I can't verify that, but why would she lie about that? And she's like, this is the first time my dad joins me at a festival. You know what? Split everything up. Let's get a wall of death going. And so she actually got a wall of death at her last song, and like it's like a wall of death, right? You kind of like spread out, and then everybody just like runs together. It was insane. And the crowd got huge. So she posted, and again, no reason to believe she didn't. No reason to believe that's not true, but she posted that 3,500 people showed up for by the end of her set, which is just mental. Now, Level Up and Infect, I think it was Level Up and is it Infect and Level Up? Yeah, I think it was Infect and Level Up ended up um, playing after her. Yeah, Level Up and Infect. But the fact that 3,500 people showed up at her, like what were at her set, is absolutely bonkers. Um, at 2 p.m., like the opening set had 3,500 people on it in it, and it's a base stage. It's not the main stage. It's a base stage, which is just absolutely crazy. But yeah, the crowd got huge. This is near the end where I'm like, let me go out to the main stage to go see Hayla. And I noticed how big it was. And then right before I left, that's when her dad came on. And her dad was like, or, she was like, just to do the wall of death. And he wasn't just there to do a wall of death. He was there to, celebrate her daughter. And he started the last song, which was kind of sweet, which started the wall of death. And this is Hayla. I actually really like the fact that they invited. Well, I guess she's a singer, not necessarily a vocalist, but uh, you uh, that kind of performer. Because you don't usually see that. Hayla, if you are familiar with Hayla, if you've heard, you may not know her name, but if you heard "Where You Are" by John Summit, that's the girl that sings. So you've heard her voice. And that, good God, the bass was soul crushing. It was soul shattering. You cracked your ribs just by listening to it, and then fixed them up, fused them back up. That bass was strong. I think it toned down during the rest of the day, or what may have happened also is that more people showed up, and so it wasn't as prevalent. Like, just more people absorbed the bass, and so it wasn't really as noticeable. Because this is the second act of the day, so it's 3 p.m. or so. So not too many people showed up there, but she was actually really good. She sang Nelly Furtado songs. She sang her John Summit song. She sang like Shiver, and I actually really like the main stage as well. It's a little bit weird because the middle part is in front, and then the two side parts are a little bit behind the middle part, so a little bit awkward. Um, but but I mean, it was, I kind of like the size, and the venue was also really interesting because you can't really see it behind that. There's like this massive, massive open area, and then there's a hill behind that, and there's a bunch of vendors and sponsors, and all of that is can hear the main stage. So really, really nice setup for the main stage. The techno and bass stages are kind of just out in the woods. Like, you can't really, they're out in the woods, which is a weird design. Again, I kind of dig it, but first time that you're there, you're gonna be lost. Yeah. So anyway, she did really well. Like I said, she sang all her John Summit songs. She sang, was it "In Your Arms"? I forget who is it? Is that Armin? No, it's not Armin. Oh, it's is it Millennium? Yeah, it's Millennium. Sang Millennium. She sang John Summit. She sang Nelly Furtado. Yeah, see, when this place fills up, it must be nuts. You can kind of see the middle here. This is where she was singing. I was standing kind of like over there, and you can just see how massive that is. And when Dom Doll was playing, you could really tell how huge it was. But yeah, she did a really, really good job. After that, After Hala, it was Abo, and I kind of walked around for a bit just to go see all the vendors. Oh no, I walked around a bit, but I came back, and this is where she sings "Where You Are." Right, you knew she was gonna sing the song. This is her singing "Where You Are," which of course she was gonna sing that. It's not her closing song. I forget what her closing song was, but again, I do like the idea that there's a vocalist or a singer or a vocal performer in at a festival. It's a bit different, and it's kind of nice because she's performing with her voice as opposed to with decks. She was a bit more talkative, and so she gave some stories, which is really nice, right? A bit more personal, because some DJs just DJ and they don't really sing or don't really talk to you. So not necessarily less personal, but kind of it's a little bit different, and it's nice. I like it. So that's why I'm hoping Lavinia Hope next year. Lavinia Hope was the one that sang Shadows. It's one of my favorite songs this year. Okay, well that's all the water I'm gonna have. There's a little bit left, um, but yeah, she did great. If you have a chance to go hear her live, she also has a couple of albums apparently, which I didn't know about because I just listened to because I suck. Let's be real. But that has to be fireworks. But yeah, all in all, oh yeah, this is a build up. Again, super big. Don't know Abo, but that's why we're here. He was really fun. This unfortunately, my battery, my phone had to last until 3 in the morning, and this was about 4 p.m. So I ended up just recording this video. As actually is perfect for this type of setting here. Let me pause that. And then turned off my phone for like an hour and a bit just to conserve battery life. But yeah, he started. It was like just house, just kind of house. He went a bit tech house. He went a bit little techno here and there, but mostly house. Kind of really nice. Not necessarily chill because the tech house is kind of jumpy. But yeah, really really good. Nice opener. Nice kind of to kind of get you in the mood. Chris Lorenzo ended up playing after him. This is okay. After this is where when I turned off my phone, this is where I'm kind of like, let me go walk around a bit. I don't think I took any photos or videos of anything around, but yeah, this is where I noticed how absolutely massive the main stage area, not the main stage, but the main stage area, like just around the main stage is. It's absolutely massive. Really, really good when you have someone like Dom Dolla that is gigantic as a DJ and can fill up that entire spot because it was crazy and very nicely designed. The as kind of confusing as the setup was just overall in the festival, you can tell they put a lot of thought into it because I'll get to it a bit later. But you can tell how much thought they put into it, right? You can see the base stage. You couldn't really see it too much, but the base stage had the base stage, and then it had the little tornado, like the little ride on the side, and then behind that there was food trucks and bars and food vendors. So it's really its own little section there. So if you want to spend your day at the base stage, you can do that, and you're not going to be missing out on drinks or food or merch. Maybe the merch. I don't think there's too much merch, but you're not going to be missing out on food or drinks. You can just stay there and just have fun all day. And yeah, the base stage is out. Oh, what's actually kind of interesting also is that day one, the Mirage stage. That's where Katana was playing. This Mirage. Day one, that was the house stage. That was the techno stage, the melody stage, and then the neon stage was bass. But then day two, Mirage is Katana and Infect and Wooly and Seven Lines. So that was the bass stage, and then Neon was the techno stage. So they changed the stages, which is I don't really like that. I think they should just keep it bass stage, melody stage, main stage. But I think it's also to if you're going to be there the entire weekend, I think it's just to give you the opportunity to go see every stage, right? So, if especially if you like bass, well then you're gonna see different stages if you listen to only bass, right? So I preferred if they just kept, and it's also one of those things where in North America, at least in Canada, in Ottawa, Toronto, and Montreal, there's no way the techno stage is going to be busier than the bass stage. So just have the bass stage bigger, and have it fill it up. Take the bigger stage. Take the bigger stage that's not the main stage. Have that be the bass stage. It's going to fill up more than the techno stage. It's guaranteed. Doesn't matter who the techno stage is playing. Although apparently with Holy Priest it looked like packed, but I don't know how packed it was for Seven Lions. But anyway, not important. Moving on. So yeah, so this is Abo. Good job. That was a hell of a tangent. Good job, Abo. This is Chris Lorenzo. Really nice. It was a really abrupt like a really abrupt transition. You didn't really hear the transition. Kind of like Abo stopped and then he started, and there was like massive swearing, and it was like tech house, like proper tech house. And then you're like, what the hell? And you look around and it's not Abo anymore, and you're like, oh, okay. So yeah, so freaking happy I saw her, but I'll get to that in a second. So, Chris Lorenzo, I'm like, you know what? A lot of people are kind of walking around at that point when Chris Lorenzo was playing. So I only stayed with him for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, I'm going to go really early to the techno stage, to the neon stage, just because I want a spot for Nova, because it's techno stage and it's Nova in North America. Probably not going to be super busy. It was busy enough, but not super, not crazy. But I get there and this dude Roddy Lima is playing, and he's playing tech house, right? So I'm like, what's this? Yeah, and it's not to harp on him or anything like that, but it's just like, oh, Chris Lorenzo's playing tech house. You move out to the techno stage, and it's also tech house playing. It was really funny. Roddy Lima may have been a bit harder, like a bit harder tech house, and you moved into like techno territory every now and then. But it was just kind of funny to go from tech house to tech house, even though you changed, even though you changed stages. But she is the reason I kind of went to iLESONIQ. If she had not been playing on the Sunday, I probably wouldn't have gone to iLESONIQ. I've only known about her for a year, but she's only been around for a few years. And she's only been popular. She blew up, I think, last year. Like blew up last year after her. She had a Boiler Room set a couple of years back, and after that, yeah, she just went crazy. And I was super interested in her, like, because you see her in Tomorrowland and other places, and she's got tons and tons of energy. Right, she's moving around, jumping around, and her music is just insane. Right, I know she's got a lot of haters because they're like, she's just like a hype person. Like, she's not really a DJ. She's just like pretty, and she jumps around, and she gets you excited because she jumps around and she has that energy, but she's not a DJ. Yeah, doesn't matter. She knew what she was doing there, and the entire crowd, look, my next photo or my next video, like, she kicked ass. Like, I want to see her again. She had so much energy. And what was really nice also is that each like each every individual in the crowd like returned the energy shit that she gave. It was so insane. Montreal is like the best party city. You're not gonna, like, at least in my area, um right, like, this is the first song, right? Everybody's kind of like moshing, he's kind of moving this way. And she did play Satisfaction. Everybody's playing Satisfaction this year. It's so weird. And this is not just Satisfaction is not just there. Like, bunch of people at Escapade played it. Bunch of people at Velt played it, and then she played. And a few people at iLESONIQ played, and obviously Benny played it later that night. But yeah, everybody's playing Satisfaction. It was so funny. But yeah, it's such a. I almost cried at her set. It was so good, so much energy. She played, the bigger songs you expect her to play, like but the crowd went nuts when they had to go nuts. The crowd moved around. She was just jumping around and dancing. She was having so much fun, and I almost cried because it's her first Canadian tour, right? I don't think she's ever been to. Well, I don't know if she's been to. She may have been to Canada before, but not as a DJ. This is her first Canadian tour. Like I said, she went to Electric Island in Toronto, and then iLESONIQ on the Sunday at in Montreal, and so you don't really know what kind of crowd you're gonna get for her, because again, she's a lot more popular in Europe, and she could easily flop. Right, her music is super high BPM, super high energy, but the crowd might not be into that. But goddamn, the crowd absolutely returned her energy, and like you can see, they're just going nuts right there. And the fun thing is that like they were singing along with her music. They were going like hey ho, like the crowd was into her so much. It was awesome. And like I could just imagine as a DJ, the first time you're playing in a new country, this is the first time she's playing at iLESONIQ, obviously. um and like you could easily flop, but she was giving energy and she was getting so much back. And so that almost made me cry, because it's like she probably like she didn't know what to expect, and then she got to Montreal and like they gave her all their energy. And so it's probably what a DJ wants to see, right? That's probably exactly what she was hoping she was going to get, and she probably got it. I hope she got more than what she expected. But she also posted on her Instagram, probably TikTok also, but on Instagram, that she loved the crowd and she wished she could play for the night, like the entire night. But yeah, absolutely amazing show. Yeah, insane energy from Nova and the crowd. It's nuts. It's nuts. So happy for her. She absolutely killed it. I want to see her again. And yeah, so happy for her that she got the energy that she probably wanted. She got the energy she deserved. Um, and yeah, she just saw how nuts Montreal was. And I think this is her last song, or one of her last songs. But yeah, no, insane energy. And like she played all, like I said, she played all her songs. She played, one of the, I think one of the last songs she played was the Voices in My Head, or her version of that song. And she played Blade and everything. Kiki I've known about for ages. There's a channel on YouTube called EBM. I think it's EBM or something along those lines. What they do, I don't know if they still do it. I should probably check. Is they did like they grabbed a bunch of DJs and they're like blind listening tests. So they take a bunch of old obscure like 90s trance or early 90s trance, and then they play that to the DJs, and then the DJs kind of like guess what the song is. And then they have, the week later they'll have, 2000s jungle. So they'll have a bunch of jungle DJs, modern jungle DJs, listening to this old 2000 jungle stuff. Anyway, she was one of the ones that I think was at the 90s trance. And this is, I don't know, like 8 years ago, something like that. This is ages ago. And that's how I know. That's how I've known about her. Finally seeing her live, she was another big reason I wanted to go see. Actually, the four big reasons I wanted to go to iLESONIQ were Nova, Kiki, Yusuke Yukimatsu, and Holy Priest. Those are the four big reasons I wanted to go to iLESONIQ. But the insane thing about her is it very different. Like she played right after Nova. Like there's not really much of a difference, right? Or time difference. It's not like Nova stopped for 20 minutes and then she started right after. So it's essentially the same crowd. And over the course of her set, and very different music, right? Nova is incredibly high BPM techno. She is higher BPM trance, but she kept the same energy. Like she got the same energy from the crowd. As you can, okay, so that's not grain in the video, that's water. It was so warm. And iLESONIQ had sprinklers going on all three stages essentially all the time. Just because it was so warm, just to cool everybody down, especially for Nova. The crowd was insane and moving around so much. Middle of the day, right? 5 p.m. 5, or sorry, I think it was 6 to 7 p.m. Or thereabouts. And yeah, just absolutely crazy. Anyway, so it's not grain. My video is not great, but this is water. This is sprinklers going off. Anyway, like I said, kicking as much ass as I expected. Yeah, she kept the energy going, even though it's lower BPM than Nova, and it's trance instead of techno. So that surprised me a lot. Like she knows what she's doing. She's an expert in handling the crowd like that. Like she knew what she was doing. She played like the stuff that she normally plays. Absolutely amazing. You can see like going extensional in the rave was playing earlier. Her last song was Here With Me, which is was it, yeah, Here With Me. Her was her newest song. This is just like more stuff. Oh, I think she's no Losing Control is coming up a bit later. Like she played all her more popular songs, obviously, and you can see the dude right in front of me. He was like 60 years old, 55 years old, and he was just dancing more than anybody else. But you can see the crowd up at the front is a little bit more into the music than the crowd in the middle. What's kind of weird is that crowd at the back, crowd at the front are the most into the music, and then like people in the middle are just kind of like chilling there talking. It's just weird, and that's not just Montreal. It seems like it's like that everywhere. But no, but like the Montreal crowd overall was absolutely crazy though. Like I said, 3,500 people to go see Katana at opening. And the area filled up at Nova. The area got even busier for Kiki. And yeah, so also interesting, like when I said that there's a lot of care put into the areas, the stages, um you can't really see it. You'll see it a bit later, but you can't really see it. So there's the crate on the top left, the white crate. Behind that is like a little patio area. It's like a little boardwalk, and they had a bunch of like they had some bars there. So it's kind of like a dance floor underneath the canopy of trees. So it's a kind of like super nice little area that was shaded. If you wanted to be, if you still wanted to dance but be shaded, it was you can go in that area. And there's like a million bars everywhere, so you didn't really have to wait long if you wanted to drink. And yeah, so Losing Control, also the name of the song, and Not My Mental State. That's her song with with Marlon Hofstadt. Kick ass, like she kicked ass. Again, I keep saying that at every DJ, but I want to see her again. That I kind of wish. Yeah, I kind of I don't know. I don't think she comes to Canada often, unfortunately, because she's trance is a bit more popular in Europe than in North America, but or in Canada at least. So I don't know when I'll get to see her again unless I unless I move myself to Europe or some other place. Yeah, and see, this is where the shaded area was. You can see a bunch of trees, canopy there, blocking the sun, and yeah, we're just getting a drink there, and yeah, Kiki over there somewhere playing her newest song, and this is Yosuke Yukimatsu. I missed him at Veld because he was playing at the same time as Armin van Buuren, and I've been listening to Armin van Buuren for like a million years, and so I'm like, I'm gonna skip Yosuke because he's gonna be playing at Veld or at iLESONIQ. I'm gonna go see him at iLESONIQ, and it was exactly as you expected from him. I mean, he was playing some power pop. I don't think this is Sum 41, but he was playing something, Sum 41 or Blink 182 or something, something that would like straight out of American Pie. I mean, and it's not like a remix or anything. It's just the song. And then he played some techno stuff, some weird techno stuff, and some house. And then he played like "Beautiful People" by Marilyn Manson. And again, not a remix, not an edit. He played "Beautiful People" by Marilyn Manson, just like that, right? Oh yeah, he had this weird remix of Moto's "Ein Zwei Polizei." And yeah, now he took off his shirt, and now he's grooving. Now he's in he's in the zone. Um, it's his set was absolutely wild. His energy is crazy. There's the right. There's the idea that a DJ will kind of look at the crowd and kind of adjust their music based on how the crowd's reacting to stuff. Right? They'll if they're a bit underwhelmed, they'll boost the energy. If they look like it's too much, to kind of like slow down. My joke is that the crowd adjust themselves to Yukimatsu, right? He will play whatever the crap he plays, and the crowd adjusts their expectations to him, right? So, and look, it's a really dumb joke, um, but yeah. So finally, Dom Dolla now. Yeah, Yosuke. I want again. He's nuts. I am gonna see Yosuke again. I don't know when, but I'm absolutely gonna see him again. He's such a journey. His sets are so wild and so like if Eclectic took 10 grams of coke, that would kind of describe Yosuke's sets. They're insane. They're completely wild. But anyway, yeah. So Dom Dolla started with Danger. Is it Danger? his new song. His new song called Danger or Danger Danger or something. He started Fireworks, and then he started with Danger, and then that's him right there. Um, he, good God, he kicked ass. He had a massive crowd that wanted the energy, and there's my friend there. Um, he wanted the energy. The crowd wanted the energy, and they gave him their energy, and he's like, okay, fine, let's do this, and he went wild. And I don't think there was anybody that wasn't moving. I don't think there's anybody that wasn't having fun, that wasn't into the music. Like, it's hard to describe. He's playing in Toronto soon, apparently, because he just leaked a story on Instagram, I think, or a video clip on Instagram. He's got Toronto on there, and like my whole friends group, my whole Grave crew is like, let's go to Toronto to see him, right? So I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, he's actually coming to Toronto and it wasn't just a tease, and hoping that we go see him again, because yeah, brand new music, really nice. Not as crazy as the other stuff he was playing, but really, really nice. Yeah, I mean, you know what you're getting with Dom Dolla. You've heard his set from other festivals. This is a festival. It's an hour and a half. Like, it was crazy. It was just insane. It was so good. Um, it was. I can't describe it. I mean, like, it. This is just, you can see how wild it is. The pyrotechnics. There's fireworks a few times. He didn't bring on any guests, but I mean, who cares, right? The music is music. He was really good. Everybody was into it. It wasn't. Oh God, yeah. It's just nuts. So, like I said, so Sunday, that was Sunday. On Monday, iLESONIQ sends out an email saying, "Hey, early bird pricing for next year." I'm like, "What?" So I go check, and the tickets are like super cheap. They're just I was there for one day, and the early bird prices are just like a little bit more expensive for the weekend than for the one day I paid for there. So I'm like, oh, frick it, let's just buy it. So I have my tickets for iLESONIQ for next year. So I'm gonna go. It's the same weekend. It's the second weekend of August next year. So I already have festival plans, like concrete festival plans for next year. I'm just gonna have to figure out a way to get to, to Montreal. But I'm gonna have to stay overnight. So that's how much fun I had. Like, I hope you can see you can't really hear the music, but I hope you can see just the fun, like the energy that was there. Montreal crowd is a bit different. Montreal crowd is it's also a little bit in the same vein as the Veld crowd, where even if it was a bit busier, a bit more packed. Oh yeah, this is the New City Gas after party. Even if it was a bit more packed, they would still give you some space, whereas Escapade doesn't have that. We'll see how. Anyway, yeah. So Benny Benassi is starting. Dude's like a million years old, and he's still having fun. This is not Veld, but it's part of my night, so I'm going to show you. And yeah, Ascension Squared did a decent job. Not super crazy as far as energy goes, but like nice intro to Benny. So the first time I was at New City Gas was years ago to see Benny Benassi, and I actually preferred this set to the previous set I was in, to the previous time. So I don't think he necessarily improved. I just think I got more tolerant of stuff that he was playing. But yeah, he also did a good job. He also did a good job there. Like I said, he's like a million years old, and he can still. Then this is like, he started at 1 a.m, by the way, right? So between the previous Dom Dolla video, and then here was probably about 2 hours at least. Yeah, it was about 2 hours, 2 hour difference. But yeah, so there he is playing Satisfaction. This was actually kind of interesting, is that he teased Satisfaction in like little like bits throughout the night, and then near the end of his set, he actually played the full song. It was kind of funny. It's just, you think, oh, Satisfaction started. No, wait, no, he's transitioning to something else, because he was just playing the no. over and over again, and then finally he played that. And then this is Hands Up, I think. Yeah, this is Hands Up. I don't know anybody that doesn't play Vocoder this year. I mean, crying out loud. He has to play Vocoder. Everybody's playing Benny. Who's Benny gonna play? He's gonna play Vocoder. that's what he's gonna do. And then that's it. So I enjoyed myself tremendously. Do not regret one bit of waking up at 8:30 in the morning. 8:30? 9 o'clock in the morning? 8:39 to catch a train at 10:15 to get into Montreal at 12:30 to get there at 1:30 for the show at 2, and then spending my day there going nuts until 10:30, and then taking a $70 cab ride to go to New City Gas. Do not regret that. This $70 cab ride was a bit nuts, but it's not worth $70, by the way. But all of that to say is absolutely worth iLESONIQ. The layout was really nice. Again, I'm not going to have this complaint next year. The layout was confusing, but I'm not going to have this complaint next year because I'll remember the layout. But I hope they add more signs to get into the festival, because there's about 3 different entrances. Anyway, not super important. Fantastic time. I'm going to go there next year. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video, which is either going to be Ilke Klein, because he's playing a little thing in a couple weeks. Actually, next week, in a week and a half. No. 14, 21, 22. Yeah, and yeah, so he's playing a little thing down there in about a week and a half. And so my next video is going to be that, or it's going to be Riverside Festival. So anyway, hope to see you in the next video. Hope you like this. Hope to see you at iLESONIQ next year. If you were there this year, let me know what you think. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.